Hey folks, it's Fernando doing another video here for The Modern Survivalist, and I've been following the news involving prosecutor Alberto Nisman from Argentina for the past few weeks. Very interested. He had been making quite a bit of news lately. This is straight from CNN's website. It says, prosecutor Alberto Nisman became a controversial figure when he accused Argentina's president and foreign minister of covering up Iran's involvement in a 1994 Buenos Aires bombing. In 1994, the Jewish center Amia was bombed with a car. 85 people were killed, and Alberto Nisman had apparently found lots of links showing that the president and the people with her had been covering up Iran's involvement in the terrorist attack. He had been getting quite a bit of notoriety lately. He's been on TV a lot in Argentina in the past few weeks. One of the rules of thumb in Argentina is, if you're going to be making any big accusations, if you have serious evidence against high-ranking politicians, especially the president, it's a very good idea to be as public as possible, because that makes it harder for them to kill you and just disappearing along with those evidence. Alberto Nisman was supposed to testify today before the National Congress about his allegations. He had managed to tap the phones of the presidential building, the presidential palace, and he had over 300 discs of compromising phone calls involving the president, her ministers, and the Iranian terrorists. Now, Alberto Nisman was found dead last night. Okay, he was killed last night, or forced to kill himself last night. The thing is that he's dead, and he was supposed to testify in front of the National Congress today with all the evidence. I know things like these happen all over, and there's dirt and there's corruption everywhere, but when it's so obvious and blatant and so in your face, so insulting, again, straight from CNN, says, on Sunday, hours before he was set to testify before the National Congress about his allegation, he was found dead in his apartment, the country's Minister of Security said. Nisman, 51, who had been investigating the Jewish community center bombing that occurred more than 20 years ago, was found in his bathroom with a .22 caliber gun and shell casing nearby. It's sad, when you have this kind of things happen. What does it tell you? What does it tell people when the president of the country can have someone killed just before he testifies against her? That sends a message to the entire country. That sends a message of, if someone bothers you, just have him killed or kill him yourself. That's what the president does. Why wouldn't you do it yourself? That's the kind of message that it sends to the entire population in Argentina. And that's why Argentina is the way it is these days. And that's why it's going to be like this for many, many years to come. Because if the president covers up Iranian terrorists that bombed her own country, that's okay. And if she has a prosecutor that has evidence against her, she can have him killed. And the same goes for everything else. If the vice president, working for the president, he's setting up a company so as to be the one in charge of printing the country's money, basically stealing the printing machine for the entire country, the money printing machine of the entire country, that's also okay. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is ever wrong. And if someone bothers you, just have him killed or kill him yourself. You cannot live in a place like that. It's simply impossible. It is not just the horrible terrorist attack being covered up and not having justice finally for the victims of that attack. The terrorists are already in Iran. They left so many years ago, but the people, the families of the victims, they're not going to be having justice. But besides that, it's sending a message to the entire country, a message of anarchy, a message of lawlessness, a message of, you know, again, if the president does it, if the president kills people that bother her, why wouldn't you? Why, if she covers up terrorists, why wouldn't you be a criminal yourself as well? I mean, you have a country that's being run by a criminal, why wouldn't you be one as well? That's the message I was sending. That's why we left. That's why we're not planning on going back anytime soon, because it will take generations to fix such level of corruption and social decay. Guys, if you want to learn more about what life is like in a place like that, you have my books linked there below, Bugging Out and Relocating and the Modern Survival Manual, available in Amazon. And that's gonna be it. It's, you know, it's pretty sad news. See, because even if you leave your country, you're always, you know, it's where you come from. That's who you are. So you're always looking there and wondering, you know, maybe if things would be getting better. Maybe, you know, one day you always have that little bit of hope of going back. You know, you don't want to be living that way. You don't want to be living always wondering when you're going to be getting shot, killed, mugged, raped. It's not a way of living, but at the same time, and especially not what you want for not yourself, not your kids. And I've written so much about it, you know, about living in that environment. Are there things you can do so as to stay safe in an extremely dangerous place? Sure, there are. There's lots of things you can do. You can get your carry permit, you can have your gun, you can be good at it, you can be good at shooting, you can shoot criminals. But is it that really how you want to be living for a very long time? No, no way. And it's one thing to talk about all this nonsense and not having to experience it. And we have lots of that in the survival preparedness community in terms of without rule of law, blah blah blah. Try living like that for a little while. It's no way of living. No one should be living like that, and no one should be living in a place like that where anyone does whatever it is that they want. There's no justice at all. Hey man, the president has the guy killed the day before he testifies. It's something that you can learn from. You know, there's the valuable lessons there that, you know, I write about all the time and such. You learn little things or important ones, and you can somewhat be better prepared for that, so as to you know, survive that for a given period of time. But living like that all your life is no way of living. And the important thing is that, how is it that you avoid this? By not having this kind of people in the government in the first place. Use your head when voting. Use your head when having politicians being elected and such. Don't make the same mistake that we did in Argentina, having these absolute complete thugs running the country and doing what they do. Hey guys, that's gonna be it. Take care, subscribe, share. See you on our next video.